answering the question, is dropshipping ethical? And of course, I'm also going to be answering your questions here in the chat. I'm by myself here today, doing a bit of a solo episode. Yesterday in our live stream, my mic was experiencing some issues. So today I'm just kind of testing to see if it does that. Hopefully it doesn't. I got new streaming software, so everything should be good. But that said, let's get right to the question. Is dropshipping ethical? Now, as I always do in these discussions, I want to be very clear that there are multiple different types of dropshipping. Dropshipping is simply a fulfillment method, meaning that the supplier of the product or the brand who owns the product or the manufacturer is going to ship it to the end customer. That's all dropshipping means. But there are multiple different methods of dropshipping that are popularized online. One of these methods, which we're going to talk about first, is not the method that we do, the method that we've built multiple seven-figure online stores doing. But that method is very simply you're listing a product from one website, say like AliExpress.com, you're marking it up on another website, and you're marking it up on your website. You're like running Facebook ads to it or Instagram ads or trying to do influencer marketing for something like that. And maybe you're trying to sell, I don't know, a pair of like 90-cent earbuds for like a few, like $15 to $20. And you're just saying, you're branding them, making them seem like super special, yada, yada, yada. So in my opinion, I don't really think that that's that ethical. And to be honest, there's obviously worse things in the world, less ethical business practices that you can do. But it just seems like when you're doing that, you're just trying to sell someone something that's like way overpriced. And I know that pricing is pricing is a bit subjective. Something can cost, again, the value of something is subjective. Yeah, there are market forces, supply and demand and stuff like that. But like pricing isn't necessarily a fixed thing. Like this is worth X, this is worth Y. But when you have something clearly listed on one website for like $1 and you're trying to sell it for $20, I really feel like you're just trying to play on people's emotions and kind of take advantage of them. And the thing is that the type of people that are going to go on your website when you're doing this bogus AliExpress dropshipping method, the kind of people that are going to go on your website are probably going to be older people that are like not computer savvy. And yeah, we have people that buy from our websites that are older and not computer savvy, but we give them stuff at a fair deal because we sell stuff at market value, which I'm going to get to in a second. But when you have like an older person or someone that doesn't really know how these types of websites work and they're finding your ad on Facebook, like they don't really know that it's just going to get shipped. You're just going to place the order on another website and get it to their house. I do feel like you're ripping them off a little bit because I do feel that if they did know all the logistics behind it, they might not buy it, especially if they can just go on another website in a few clicks and get it elsewhere. And you're really kind of using Facebook ads or Instagram, whatever, Instagram influencer marketing to play on their emotions. And you're communicating like about a particular product, making it seem like it's something that is greater than it is. So, are there worse things you can do ethically in the world? Yeah, of course, but I don't think that it's that ethical of a thing to do. Yeah, it's just, it's not something, and to be honest, we did have a short run with this where we tested this out. It didn't really feel great when we were doing it. And it's not necessarily about buying something low and it's not just about the price difference. It's because obviously anytime you buy stuff at a store or anywhere, someone in the transaction is going to get it cheaper than you got it. That's not really the point. It's just the point that you're trying to hide the fact that they can just open up another browser window and get it for much cheaper in a few clicks. So that's not the way we do dropshipping. And again, you're selling to people that are uneducated. Like if they don't understand, oftentimes the way a lot of people run these websites is they don't have good customer support. An older person will go on these websites, they'll order something, they don't understand why they're not getting their order. They'll try and contact someone, like there's no one to contact. And I've seen it. And honestly, I've had people like close to me, like close relatives or like friends of relatives, order stuff from these sites and then get confused as to why it hasn't showed up yet. And then I got to tell them like, hey, it's because they're just shipping it from AliExpress, or this is an AliExpress dropshipping site, which I can clearly see. So aside from it being unethical in that way, in my opinion, it's probably also unethical to yourself to do dropshipping this way, because you're not going to build a real business. You're just wasting your own time trying to build a business that's unsustainable. You're just wasting your time. And it's not going to be a business that you can sell at the end of the day. So, by the way, if you are on the live stream right now, if you can just let me know in the chat, because I am curious to see if the chat's working. I am using a new streaming app, and I'd love to take some of your questions. So, again, it's not only, I think, unethical to the buyers, especially if the buyers aren't savvy of what you're doing, but it's also unethical to yourself, because you're just wasting your time. And essentially, like, most likely, if you're in the huge majority of people that try AliExpress dropshipping or dropshipping from another site where it's like that, where you're just sending from China or overseas, you're basically just giving your money to like Facebook. That's all you're doing. You're just giving money to Facebook just to, best case scenario, most likely break even. If you listen to our interview with one of our students, Mike Lopez, he spent around $8,000 on Facebook ads. Lost $8,000 on Facebook ads, lost money like in the whole process. And it's basically at the end of the day, what did he do? He just gave Facebook money for no reason. So yeah, if you think giving Facebook free money is unethical, I don't know. That's a bit of a separate discussion if you think that giving Facebook free money is ethical or unethical. The topics of the subject of ethics is a bit of a nuanced discussion. I mean, some stuff in some contexts can be ethical, while in other contexts it's not ethical. Like, it's probably not ethical to like, I mean, it's definitely not ethical to like go and like kill like a wolf or something. But like if a wolf is like attacking you, then it would be most likely ethical to kill them. But that's a whole nother story. But that just came to my head. So let's talk about the way that we do dropshipping. And if this is your first time on the channel, you'll know that the way we do dropshipping is we work with suppliers in our country. We live in the U.S., so we work with suppliers in the U.S. Once in a while, we'll get a supplier in Canada, because sometimes, depending on how close they are to the border, they'll send freight shipments to the U.S. and whatnot. So sometimes we'll work with suppliers in Canada, and we basically form direct partnerships with them. We sell at the retail price that everyone else is selling at, and we win over customers with our great customer service teams by making ourselves extremely visible in the search results, whether that be through Google Ads, whether that be through SEO, search engine optimization. So with that approach, I mean, you're not necessarily playing on people's emotions and making them feel like they need to buy something that they don't need. Like when you're doing something with AliExpress or like some sort of cheap dropshipping method, like you have to make them feel like they need this thing now. And of course, it's okay to use those kind of tactics when you're marketing stuff. But the fact is that the people who land on our websites, they're already looking for the stuff that we're selling it. Does that necessarily make it more ethical on the surface? I don't know. Probably not. But it is, in my opinion, a bit better than trying to sell something to people who aren't computer savvy, and just thinking that they're getting a great deal when they're not. So yeah, a bit subjective, but That's my opinion on it. I'm not going to hold it against you for if you're doing that, but in my opinion, the way we do dropshipping is definitely more ethical. So not only is it more ethical in that way, it's more ethical in the sense that it's more ethical to yourself because you're not wasting your time like building a business and just giving like that you're not going to be able to sell, and building a business where you're just going to probably end up giving Facebook free money. So you're actually building a sustainable long-term business for yourself because, like I said, when we market our dropshipping stores, we mainly leverage Google in the forms of ads and search engine optimization. And if you're not familiar with what the term evergreen means, evergreen basically means that you set something up and it's going to be evergreen, like it's going to be good for a long time to come. I think that's why they're called evergreen trees, to be honest with you. Wait. If anyone in the chat knows why they're called evergreen trees, let me know. It must be because they stay green in the winter. Yeah, I just thought of that. But yeah, you're building a sustainable business because your campaigns are evergreen. And whether you're ranking in the search engines organically or you're figuring out what keywords rank for you, what keywords convert well for you on Google, that stuff stays static. Search volume, yeah, it dips up and down depending on the season, but it stays static throughout the year. So you really just have a sustainable business, and that sustainable business makes it so that you can sell it to someone later. Not much to do with ethics, but better for yourself. So let's get to the questions. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. The reason why I made this video was twofold. I hope it doesn't seem too redundant if you watch our channel regularly. But the reason I'm making this video is, number one, to test out my microphone because I just got a new streaming software. And number two, because I like to do a lot of long tail keyword research. And this is Dropshipping Ethical came up as a long tail phrase that might rank in Google or might rank in YouTube. And it did autocomplete on Google. So, hey, maybe it'll rank. I'm going to have my writer make a blog post out of it as well. So we're doing double duty there. So the chat is already looking kind of active. We have John's cool website asking, what have you noticed in regards to traffic after the May 4th Google algorithm update? I honestly have not noticed too much. Yeah, I think because of the way that I've ended up building the niche sites, I don't really see too many hits on the updates lately. And the reason for that is because if you build out a niche site on a lot of long tail keywords, like, yeah, you might lose a couple positions here and there. But like in the grand scheme of things, if you have a lot of posts that are very specific for a keyword, when an algorithm update hits, it's not like you're going to get your huge keyword volume like pages knocked down. When I first made a niche site a while back, like the first one I made, I did get hit by an update, or it was something like, I don't know if it was necessarily an update or if it was like just I built links too quickly. But either way, I started ranking for like pretty high search volume keywords. And I mean, some of my sites get way more traffic than this now. But the site I'm going to talk about right now actually gets between 5,000 and 7,000 visitors a day now. But when I first started the site, it was like in 2017, it got a huge shoot up of traffic after I started building links. This was in like the 6th or 7th month mark. And I built so many links so quickly. And I'm not sure if this was the case. I literally did it because like with White Hat Outreach, like I just emailed so many people and asked them, hey, can you link to this page? Like it might be useful for your visitors. That was kind of the flavor of the month, was the skyscraper outreach. It's what Brian Dean teaches. So that was kind of popularized back then. And so long story short, my site went from 0 to like 1,000 visitors a day. And then and then it just fell off completely. Like it just fell right back down. It started ranking for like pretty big keywords and then just fell right back down. So I do think that if you're not in the long tails, you do get hit a lot harder by updates in terms of the overall traffic. That's just been my experience. But so John's Cool Website says again, in general, not a huge drop off, but seems like a lot of my long tail posts were replaced by head term posts from higher authority sites. Yeah, I honestly haven't noticed that. Maybe because I don't look enough. I think on some of my websites that may have been the case. I do have a site that went from like 400 or 500 visits a day down to like 300 to 350. But yeah, John's Cool Website. Is your name actually John? I hope it is. But if your name is actually John, let me know. But the way I like to look at these websites now is I used to get really, really crazy with like, oh my God, my traffic is down from last month or from like last week or from yesterday. But I think the healthier way to go about it, like for your mental sanity and for the long-term success of your business, is to just look at these sites like on a year-over-year basis. So when I look at my site and I say like, oh yeah, this is going down like from last month, I like to think like, okay, but how is it doing this month compared to last year on this month? And I think that's a lot healthier. And I'm going to look at my phone real quick because I'll look at that site that I just told you about, and I'm going to look at the month over month. So if I compare, this is the site that I think got hit, to be honest with you, or it went down. Got hit is kind of just kind of subjective. I don't know if it actually got hit. So let me see. Oh yeah, it is. My analytics actually got messed up on this site, so I can't. Yeah, sorry, I can't comment. I forgot. I accidentally uninstalled Google Analytics on this site, but I do like to look at year over year and not month over month anymore. I think looking month over month like is not really that healthy. So like even this site is like pretty seasonal. So just for example, if I look at January versus December, in January it got 12,271 visitors. And then in December, it got 17,557 visitors. So yeah, clearly it dropped in January. But if I look at this site compared to the previous year, like comparing January versus January, so January 2020 versus January 2019, this year it got 12,271 visitors. And last January, it got, it doesn't actually say what it got, but it only got like 1,000 visitors last January. So the traffic increased almost 1,000%. So yeah, I don't know. I like to keep myself sane, and I honestly do end up checking my analytics every day. I have a little bit of that analytics addiction to where like, it's kind of sad actually, but one of the first things I do when I wake up is I actually quit drinking coffee for a while, but now I'm drinking coffee again. So I'll go make a cup of coffee and I'll just be like, I'll run through the analytics on my phone. I'll be like, how's this site doing? How's this site doing? How's this site doing? How's this site doing? But you can look at it as an analytics addiction, but it actually is. I think if you are going to run niche sites, it is useful to check your analytics every day. I know someone that like has made it a point to check his analytics like once a month, but I don't think that's good, because if something goes wrong on your site, you're gonna be in like, you might not notice it. So that's checking your analytics are really like the only tool you have to assess what's going on. So I like to run through it at least once a day, maybe once in the morning, once at night. Maybe that's overkill. Maybe I should just do it once a day. John says again, yeah, I don't sweat it too closely month over month, but specifically notice a drop off and then found there was a core update May 4th, just asking around. Yeah. It's How long have you been doing niche sites, John? I mean, what I found is I've been doing them like 3 years at this point. I honestly, I hate paying attention to like the Google updates. It just, I used to be like, oh, an update's coming out, And I know you said you're not sweating it too much, so that's good. I'm stressing that you shouldn't sweat it too much, but yeah, I don't even like to think about it. I just feel like it's not even worth my mental brain space to think about core algorithm updates if you're running a niche site. Now, it might be a little bit different if you are like doing like client SEO and you have like local businesses or other stuff that you want to rank. I think it would be a little bit different then, because like in that case, you have to figure out like, okay, what am I doing anything wrong on my client site to where they're going to drop? And I think client SEO gets a lot more technical compared to niche sites. And I'll name you like one good reason for that, like one good example. So if you're doing client SEO, I love how these live streams end up evolving from the topic. They end up going from, is dropshipping ethical, to now we're talking about niche sites. But that's great. That's the whole point of Build Assets Online. So back to what I was saying is that, for an example, I think why a client site might be a little more technical to run than an affiliate site or a niche site or something where you're going to show ads, whatever. I think it's because with a niche site, you can always put out more content, and that content can actually get you links naturally. And this is kind of happening to us more and more, where like when my first blog site got a link from like a DR80, like in Ahrefs terms, it was like a DR83 or like a DR85 website, like a huge website in like the food space. So we wouldn't have been able to get that link like by doing anything. Like they just happened to link to a piece of content that we put out there. So there's like nothing that could be done about it. Well, I think my wife is about to come in. Honey, I'm actually live streaming. Don't come in, please. And she went back upstairs, so that's good. Yeah. So, yeah, and so you have many more levers to pull with the niche site. Like I just mentioned, that link that I got from that DR85 site, like I wouldn't have been able to get that. And that link can move the needle for the entire site, So it's like, if I had a client site and it's like a local site about like a plumbing service, like, and there's a core algorithm update, like that link could really, that I just mentioned that I can get on an affiliate site, if structured correctly, can really like outweigh anything that I could have done myself, because a link like that is just so powerful, but I can't control it. Whereas if I have like a plumbing site, and I'm just trying to rank a plumbing site for a client or something, I have to really pay attention to those core algorithm updates, because I might have to really like shift my on-page strategy around, or just do something to help maintain the rankings of the site. That's because I don't think much is going to happen naturally unless the client is like regularly blogging or like gets featured in like local things or something like that. So that's just my thoughts on it. I hope that makes sense. So I would love to answer some more questions in the chat. It's interesting how this live stream has evolved so far. We went from talking to whether dropshipping is ethical or not to really getting deep into the theory of blogging. So if there are any more questions, just leave them in. I know I'm like a minute behind or so I'll just wait until I see some more things pop up. So what else could we talk about here that might be interesting to you all? Oh, someone asked us yesterday if if you're going to be doing a dropshipping site, should you have a separate blog, or should you do SEO? Like, should you do SEO on your Shopify site? Hey, Leela. Honestly, will dropshipping be dead in 2020? I'll answer your question in a second. But we just did a live stream on that, so you should go watch that. But I'll answer the question. So someone asked yesterday, and we get this question a lot, is like, should your blog site be separate from your Shopify site? And I always said it doesn't matter, or I kind of said that, like, it might be better on the Shopify site because it's less to manage. But Mike brought up the point that if you do it on an external site first, it has a couple advantages. And one of those advantages that it actually would probably increase the valuation of the site because it has two traffic sources. If you would sell it, you would sell it as a bundle of two sites. So it has two traffic sources. And not to mention, doing SEO best practices on WordPress are really a lot easier than Shopify. Of course, you can do it on Shopify, but I think managing it all in WordPress is easier. So Leila says, honestly, will dropshipping be dead in 2020? No. Dropshipping is only going to get better. Like, less people are going out to the store. They're probably going to continue not going out to the store because they've realized, like, even people that didn't shop online a lot, that preferred to go to the store, like, realized you could just buy everything online. So our stores, Leela, we have one that's kind of staying stagnant because it was more B2B. But our B2C stores, they're doing better than ever. And honestly, better than we would have ever expected them to do in the near future. So dropshipping is going to be alive and well, I think, especially in the new economy. But yeah, go watch that live stream because me and Mike go into pretty good depth about that. John's cool website says Wayfarer stock is through the roof. They just drop ship, right? They don't actually just drop ship. If you go read about their history, which is pretty interesting. Why don't I pull up the history of Wayfarer right now, and I can read you guys about it. Just give me a sec. I'll pull it up. Just pull up Wayfarer on Wikipedia. Wikipedia Wayfarer. Cool. I'm gonna read you guys the history of Wayfarer. So I'm on the Wikipedia page, and I'm going to be going down to. Okay, yeah, so the history. 2002 to 2006, entrepreneurs Niraj Shah and Steve Conine, I don't know if that's how you say their names, to be honest with you. So these two people founded Wayfarer in August 2002 as a two-person company with a makeshift headquarters in Conine's nursery in Boston, Massachusetts. Both Shah and Conine hold a bachelor's of science degrees from Cornell University. The pair had run two previous companies, Simply Mobile and IXL, a global consulting firm, before starting Wayfarer. Originally known as CSN Stores, which is basically a derivation of their two initials, the people I just mentioned as the founders, the company began with the website racksandstands.com, and they were selling media stands and storage furniture. So there is definitely some stuff that Wayfarer still drop ships. I mean, they still drop ship a lot of stuff, don't get me wrong. But they're such a big company now that I'm sure they inventory some stuff. But yes, no, they definitely do drop ship, and I don't know what percentage they drop ship, and I don't know what percentage they drop ship and what percentage they don't drop ship, but I would assume it's definitely a very, very good percentage. And yeah, so that history lesson I just read, so it started as a purely dropshipping company. I'm like pretty sure of that. But yeah, wait, there's more. In 2003, the company added patio and garden goods suppliers, 3 online stores, and a dozen more employees, and relocated to the headquarters into an office into Newbury Street in Boston. So over the next 2 years, the company expanded its catalog into home decor, office, institutional and kitchen, dining, furniture and materials, home improvement goods, bed and bath materials, luggage, and lighting. In 2006, the company earned $100 million in sales. So they went over 4 years, they went to $100 million in sales. And I am pretty confident during that time period, mostly all drop shipping. And I still think they are still doing mostly drop shipping because we work with a lot of companies that work with Wayfarer. And yeah, I mean, they drop ship for Wayfarer. That's just how it works. But the point is they do sell some small items on there. So I don't know if it's 100, if drop shipping is 90% of what they do, 60, 70, whatever, but it's still a very big part of what they do. Also retailers like House and Hay Needle, also pretty big, large retailers in the drop shipping space. John's cool website. He said, no. Please, can we get past the is dropshipping dead? Go look at Macy's and JCPenney. Brick and mortar retail is dead. E-commerce is coming to life. Yeah, that's what it is, John. That's what it is. I mean, e-commerce is just going to keep growing. There's going to be more easier ways to buy stuff going forward. Probably sometime in the future, it's going to be like I can pull out my phone and say since we just talked about Wayfarer, say I wanted to get a media rack and a stand in my office here, I can point my phone maybe and be like, it's going to do like the virtual thing, the augmented reality. And I'll be able to see the media rack like right there, and I'll be able to press buy. I think you can definitely do that on some websites, but I'm sure that that's going to be stuff that like we're going to be doing in the future, like our students are going to be doing. So I don't see e-commerce going anywhere anytime soon. But yes, thanks for the question, Layla. And Layla, if you're still there in the chat, if I recall, a few weeks back or a week or so back, you kind of asked us the question. You asked us if you guys are making like so much money doing dropshipping, like why would you sell a course on it? I just want to confirm if that was you. And I gave my answer in the other video, but the basic summary was that if you're doing online business and you're successful at it, I think at some point, unless you want to become a huge company like Wayfarer, like if we want to do what I just read to you and get a whole office and an infrastructure and do all that stuff that it takes to be $100 million dropshipping company, we'd rather not do that just because that's not the lifestyle we want to live. We'd rather run our dropshipping stores, grow them to the point where we don't have to do that, but still grow them to where we can sell them for a couple $1 million, but still like have a good and relaxed lifestyle. That's so at that point, depending on what you want to do, it makes sense to sell a course to essentially like leverage your success at it. And that's exactly how the person that convinced us to start Build Assets Online, John Dykstra from FatStack's blog, that's exactly how he phrased it to me. He's like, if you're doing so well at it, it actually makes more sense to leverage your success than to not do it. Because yeah, it's not like to me, like Build Assets Online, like it's not even really like work. Cause I don't mind getting on here and talking on the live stream. It's even more fun when Mike is on, but at the end of the day, this is just like fun. I get to chat with people, especially if you're in our elite fleet group, buildassetsonline.com/membership. Yeah, it's an enjoyable thing. I actually do get a lot of satisfaction when our students do well. I really do like doing the like success interviews. We just did a couple of them, but yeah, that's a good feeling when one of the people you're teaching like has success doing what you're teaching. And I think there's a lot of room for a lot of people to be successful at dropshipping because there really is so many different angles you can take to it. I mean, we talk about these business methods as if they're one thing, but in reality, they're not one thing. They're multiple things. You can have a dropshipping store like the Wayfarer one, where it's media racks, and then it can evolve from that. You can start making your own media racks or private labeling media, and you know what I'm saying. You can, I don't know. There's so much you can do, and the dropshipping is really just the foundation to get everything off the ground and get things rolling. And then it's just your imagination is like limited. Your imagination is the only barrier to the potential of a dropshipping store. Dropshipping is just one method of fulfillment that you can use, and it just happens to be a really, really quick way to get revenue. So David Carpalo says, "What's up, guys? What's up, David? I don't think I've seen your name before, but good to have you here. Did you just start watching us recently, David?" And Marty says, "It's not dead. I have friends doing it, and in fact, that saved them after Google Update hit affiliate sites hard." Marty, good to see you, by the way. And are you talking about Google updates or Amazon updates? Had they started dropshipping like because their affiliate sites got hit, or they started dropshipping because they lost a lot of Amazon commissions? I'm just, maybe you made a mistake writing that, or maybe you didn't. I'm just curious exactly what you mean, Marty. But good to see you on the stream, Marty. I know you've been watching us for a while. I know you've been on Doug's show. Would love to have you on here, actually. Just, I know you're not, I don't think you're a student of ours. You might be. I know you were thinking about it at one time, but either way, it'd be great to have someone on just to talk about their journey. I mean, it doesn't matter to me if you have our courses or not. It's just interesting to learn about the paths that others take. Oh, wow, we just heard a cha-ching. Yeah. It was a sale for 10 something. That was the amount. That was the sale. 1,000 something. Okay, Marty says, in reference to what I said before, so both, in fact, Google hit affiliates last year hard, and many sites lost huge amounts of search traffic, and now the Amazon thing makes it even worse. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Like, I don't know if they hit affiliate sites per se. Is that what you're trying to say? I think maybe some sites got hit and some didn't. I don't know if I'm always skeptical of the speculation of what people say that the updates did. That's just my opinion. I think people always say the updates are because of this, or it's because you have an affiliate site, or because you have thin content, and then everyone tries to use those rules as like a universal thing. But I don't know if the only people that know the reality of it, I think, is Google, and they might honestly, Google might not even know the reality of it, because I bet their AI is doing a lot of the tweaks. I don't know if like humans are making these core updates. Maybe they are. So yeah, let me know if you want to ever come on the show, Marty. I'd love to have you on just to kind of talk about your journey and what you're up to and stuff like that. You were on Doug's show, right? I hope I'm not mixing up people. If I do that, I'm sorry. SJ says, "Your dropshipping course is the real deal. Appreciate that you guys work hard and put out legit information." I really appreciate the compliment, SJ. Yeah, we try to we try to put out the best information that we can. I was talking with someone today. Someone was interested in like our mentorship package, which is pretty expensive. It's like $5,000, but you get like a lot of coaching calls. I think it's worth it, in my opinion. We got to update our mentorship package on the dropshipping course, but the update, basically the only thing we're going to be changing is, right now it says you get like unlimited email support, but we're going to change that to lifetime access of our membership group, the Elite Fleet, where you have a one-on-one support channel with us. just because we think it's a lot more efficient for us and most importantly our students. It's really powerful when someone can just follow the course and then like just be like, hey, like just send a quick chat like through your phone or whatever. If you're on Discord on your computer, it's just helpful to be able to get that feedback really quick. And yeah, the community is also really growing in the Elite Fleet, which we're happy about. It's we kind of did it on a whim, but it was one of the best things we did, I think, for Build Assets Online. That's buildassetsonline.com/membership. But yeah, I appreciate the compliment, SJ. So Marty says, my apologies. Many sites lost rankings and visitor traffic, both affiliate sites and blogs. Not for that reason. Not especially for affiliate sites. And yes, Marty, you would be flattered to be on the show. Yeah, that'd be awesome. If you want to, I don't know how to contact you, but if you want to go on our site, if you can do that, just go to buildassetsonline.com and the email is right there. I think it's support at buildassetsonline.com. It's support. I don't know what it is. I think it's support at buildassetsonline.com, but I would check the way I would check the contact us page on our website. David says, first time here. Cool. Yeah. David says, I'll read everything in order. David says, first time here. I found a couple of your videos this morning and have been binge watching your content since. I really appreciate that, David. And he says, I love your way of seeing this business model and the idea that building an asset instead of spending your time on cheap Chinese goods. I agree with you. Realistically speaking, how much money in capital would you need to start? Is $5,000 enough with the right information to follow? Absolutely. $5,000 is more than enough. Yeah, so the way Mike shows you how to do the ads, you should be able to make your first profitable sale within your first $100 of ad spend if you do it correctly. So yeah, $5,000 is way more than enough. You don't need to risk $5,000 on a dropshipping business. That's why we really like it as a starter business. David, are you in our have you watched our free course yet? The online asset playbook. It's buildassetsonline.com/playbook. And yeah, let me know there. In the meantime, Marty says, yes, I've been in Doug Cunnington's channel and podcast, Human Proof Designs, also in this and that. I don't know what this and that is, but yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, he's gonna reach out and we'll schedule that, Marty. That'll be a good interview. I don't. Is this and that something? Are they like people that do internet business related content, or are you just saying that as like a phrase? I can't tell. Yeah, my wife says I do this awkward laugh when I don't know what, like, I'll go like, just, I don't know. I guess now I'm being super self-aware of it, that I'm solo on a live stream. I'm using it to fill the void when I don't know what to say. Very interesting. There it is again. Something like that. Yeah, so I'll wait for a few more messages in the chat. Interested if David is in the free course, because I'm pretty sure we do cover like startup costs there. The reason why we usually recommend dropshipping as a first business model is because if you execute on it, you can start like being profitable really quickly. But we do have a separate Kindle course that we just launched, buildassetsonline.com/Kindle or /publishing. Buildassetsonline.com/Kindle. Let's just say that. And that course is essentially like, it teaches you how we have a profitable Kindle publishing business. And that business does really, really well. Right now it's making between $10,000 and $26,000 a month in royalties. And it's just really, really passive. Really, really passive. Like, the whole tagline of the course is, look how we made $26,000 of royalties in 1 month when me and Mike only worked 4 hours combined on that business. And that is the absolute truth. And you can imagine why. It's because Amazon takes care of all the distribution. You just have to get the right kind of book out, market it correctly, and yeah, you can start to rack in some serious royalties really, really quickly on Kindle Publishing. That is our second most recommended business model for beginners, but it really depends on your situation. So if you have $5,000, whether you start with Kindle Publishing or dropshipping, I would say it really depends on the amount of time you have. Because dropshipping can take more time to get off the ground than Kindle Publishing. And when I say time, I'm not saying that like it takes more time in terms of like length of days. I'm saying that it's going to take more of your time to get it off the ground. The dropshipping, that is. And once it's off the ground, we've pretty much automated our dropshipping stuff. I don't even know what goes on in that business anymore. Mike kind of just is head of the customer service side. He oversees people. He's working on it very, very little at this point. But with Kindle Publishing, it requires a little bit more startup capital. I think $5K would actually be really good for Kindle Publishing to start off with, where you can start seeing some returns with that. But yeah, it's Kindle Publishing to start off is a bit more capital intense, but it takes way less of your time to get it off the ground because you're pretty much outsourcing everything and you have no choice but to outsource everything unless you're an author and you want to write your own books, which some people want to do. But if you don't want to do that, it just takes like time in like weeks, and so it's going to take a writer a few weeks or a month to write a book. So you obviously that takes time, and there's no way around that. But that the reason you can get dropshipping off the ground faster is because if you have a lot of time, you can just really, really go hard at it, make your site, get your suppliers, start your ads. You can do all that really, really quickly if you have the time, and you don't have to like do any like if you have to go to work and you have some capital. I think starting with Kindle Publishing might be the better choice at first, and then build the dropshipping store after, just to get a little bit of extra cash really, really quickly and to diversify your portfolio. So that's how I see it. It really depends on your situation. Yeah. David, have you ever done an online business before? Just curious. If you have, I can maybe give you some more insight. Or we always recommend the best way to like for us to really dive into like what you've done before and answer questions specific to you is to join our membership, buildassetsonline.com/membership. That's really a good tool. That way you can tell us a little bit about you in more depth than a YouTube live stream, and we can assess the best path forward for you, because the best path forward for you might not be the same for everyone. I cannot believe I've been talking for almost 50 minutes and I don't even have water. Oh my gosh. I might have to call it in a few minutes here, everyone. So I'll wait another minute to get some more questions rolling in, and obviously answer those. But if nothing comes in, I'm going to call it because I am getting so thirsty. Unbelievable how thirsty I'm getting. I'm not sending thirst mouth sounds through the mic. So while we're waiting, you want to I'll read you guys a little bit more about Wayfarer. So we talked about from 2002 to 2006, they got up to 100 million in sales. Let's learn about from 2007 to 2010. Over the next 4 years, the company expanded in the United States and in international markets. In 2008, CSN stores began shipping to Canada and selling in the United Kingdom, and opened an office in London. So these people are drop shipping everywhere. Yeah, we're actually trying to get a UK store off the ground, but COVID really slowed it down. But in the same year, the Boston Business Journal ranked the company number 1 in the fastest growing private e-commerce company in Massachusetts, and the number 4th fastest growing company overall. In 2009, the company expanded to Germany. Wow, I had no idea they were in Germany. By 2011, CSN stores owned over 200 online shops, Largely niche shops for specific products. That's a tongue twister. Largely niche shops for specific products. Largely niche shops for specific products. Largely niche shops for specific products. Try and say that 5 times fast. Like cookware.com, everyatomic.lock.com, and strollers.com. Cookware.com. Let's check that out. Yeah, now it just redirects to Wayfarer. Everyatomicclock.com. Let's check that out. That does not... Wait a second. I typed it in my browser wrong. Does everyatomicclock.com redirect to Wayfarer? Let's see. And strollers.com. I'll bet you that redirects to Wayfarer. They're not going to give up on that sweet, sweet domain juice. No, they're not redirecting. So they had a bunch of these niche stores. In an effort to scale, to direct traffic to a single site, and to unify the aesthetic of the company, they rebranded CSN stores as Wayfarer. Wayfarer as a company name has no real meaning. It was chosen by a brand firm. So I guess they had a marketing firm that chose the name of the website. Cool. I do have the time and the capital. I will definitely take a look at your dropshipping store. I have sold on eBay for a few months. Now looking for a more profitable business. Now looking for a more... Yeah. And David also says, I will look at your free course and go from there. Definitely look forward to working with you guys. Yeah, cool. Check out our free course and definitely check out our membership. buildassetsonline.com/membership. It's only like $47 a month. No commitment. We can have a chat with you. And again, really dial in on your specific needs, David. So Marty asks, what are some of your biggest and most common mistakes you see with beginners? That's a good question. I think most people, it's weird. Like I'll hear from our students sometimes, like 6 months later, I'll be like, hey, like sometimes they'll hit us up and be like, hey, I got your dropshipping course back in such and such, just getting started now. So I think a lot of people don't take consistent action enough. And I hate to give that cliche answer, but we talk about this all the time. It's like you have to like put stuff out there and see what you get back. Because, yeah, you have to just follow the steps laid out in front of you. Have clear steps laid out in front of you. Excuse me. Have clear steps laid out in front of you. Follow them as closely as you can. Put stuff out there and see what comes back. That's really the fastest way to success. And beginners, I think, don't do that. I think they jump from thing to thing to thing without like really having success at one thing. Cool. So I think John's cool website says, rather than to Amazon products, let's say, but to a dropshipping store. John, I don't see the first part of your message. Rather than to Amazon product, let's say, but to a dropshipping store. I don't know what you're asking because I don't see the first part of your message. Marty I don't know how to say your name. Marty McLeod. Yeah, it is Marty McLeod, right? I think it has to be. I think I've heard it before. So yeah, compliment about our e-commerce course from Marty. Really appreciate it. He got burned from a not so great e-commerce course 2 years ago. Marty, I want to ask you a question. I'm not going to ask you about the name of the e-commerce course, but I do want to ask you this. You say you bought a junk e-commerce course. Did you actually try and follow it and like the stuff didn't work? Like, I guess what I'm trying to ask is there anything valuable that you got out of it? Because I've always found that I've taken a lot of junk courses and I always found that I take something away from it, like especially in the long run. Even if what I'm doing like doesn't work or for whatever reason, the course is bad or I don't follow through with it, I always have a takeaway in the long run. So I'm curious if you have that, even if you got this junk course, or was it just like a total, like not like, was it a total waste? Okay, so John's question was, what are your thoughts on pushing an Amazon affiliate site over to your dropshipping site rather than, yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, we do that. We have a separate blog that we actually started it. We kind of did it in reverse. So we started it as a satellite blog for a dropshipping store, but then we started listing Amazon affiliate stuff on there because it was on WordPress, just to kind of another sale, but not a big one, just to take advantage of kind of what was going on the site, like take advantage of the momentum of the site. But yeah, it's a good idea. Like if you have a website, if you have a blog that has two forms of income, two revenue streams, that's not a bad thing at all. I don't see why you wouldn't do it. That's why, yeah, that's exactly in line with our recommendations. All right, so I think I'm gonna wait for Marty to answer. I'm curious if he got any value from the junk course, or if there was anything he took away, because I am curious. But other than that, I'm going to sign off, and I'll say the outro now, and I'll see if Marty responds. So that's about it for this live stream, guys. If you want to learn more about us, buildassetsonline.com/playbook is our free course. Buildassetsonline.com/membership is where you can work with us one-on-one for a very, very low price, which is going to be increasing soon. So check that out. Buildassetsonline.com/Kindle is our Kindle course. Really, really good to get started with. It's a really, really great first business to start online. Maybe on equal footing with dropshipping, depending on your experience level. And then buildassetsonline.com, I think I read it all. Oh, buildassetsonline.com/asset is our dropshipping course. Yeah, Marty says, well, it wasn't a good course, it wasn't a good course, and before long, the guy shut off access to. Yes, I learned that AliExpress dropshipping isn't good. Got some Facebook ads experience too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, sounds pretty typical for an AliExpress dropshipping course. I don't know. Probably most of them are total junk. I don't know if it's possible to have a legitimate business where you're doing that. Watch the Mike Lopez interview if you want to learn more. But hey, if anyone had success with AliExpress dropshipping on a consistent basis, like I want to have them on the show. I would love to. So if you're watching this and you're doing well with it consistently year over year, reach out to us. Go buildassetsonline.com/contact. We'll have you on the show. Look, we're open-minded, but I haven't seen it. And we have good reasons to believe that type of dropshipping is not profitable, and based on your subjective opinion, probably not ethical. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.